We're Mike and Taylor. And these are our dogs, Penny and Lucy. We sold our home and nearly all of our belongings, moved onto a 40-foot boat, and sailed from Seattle. Embarking on the adventure of a lifetime.
Oh my God.
This is the story of us forging our own path, exploring the world in Via, figuring it all out as we go, and making our way.
We just finished our big rigging project like a week ago, I think, maybe not even. Then we had the plumbing issue, so we went back into the marina to do that, got that sorted out, and everything was good. And we're making our way from Bellingham down to Seattle to pick up our life raft, which was supposed to be like the last thing we had to do to get the boat just ready to go offshore. Get that installed and secured on deck, and then we'd be kind of good to go. So we made it down, not quite to Seattle, but we're in Port Ludlow, which is like most of the way. And last night I took the dogs ashore, and I wasn't ashore very long, and I get a call. I had 3 missed calls from Taylor, and I called her right back, and she was like frantic, being like, "Hey, there's water in the bilge." So it's really like freaking really scary call, especially when I'm not on the boat. So rush back to the boat, get out here, and we tasted the water, which is gross, but you try to figure out if it's fresh or salt water, because if it's fresh water, then it's just coming from our water tanks. There's like maybe a leaky hose or whatever, but sure enough, the water was kind of salty. So we quickly scrambled around the boat, and believe it or not, we found salt water coming into the boat in 2 places, which is kind of crazy. Not a lot. It's like not going to sink the boat or anything right now, but it's something that needs to be addressed. I think this is actually going to be an easy fix. This big giant nut here basically screws down, and it's a packing gland that seals water, because this shaft passes through the hull of the boat and down into the rudder. It's basically what the rudder is attached to. But I don't know if you probably can't see it, but this is all wet. And then this, you can see a little bit of standing water. I cleaned most of that out last night, but this had like 2 inches of water in it. I thought that was it. It's like, okay, I figured it out. But then I realized that this kind of is dammed, and I couldn't figure out how the water was getting from here into the bilge, because it's not like it was full and overflowing. So then I came in here. This is the backside of our engine. So this is the transmission, and this is the propeller shaft, which goes out through the back of the boat here. And then obviously the propeller's attached to it. This whole contraption here is a dripless seal. So this is what keeps water from basically passing in along the shaft and flooding the boat. But we noticed, unfortunately, that water comes in. If I do this, just move it ever so slightly, water starts to come in. So this thing doesn't drip when it's just sitting here, but my guess is, and we haven't totally tested it, my guess is that this starts to drip at higher RPMs. Like when we're motoring along at like 2,800 RPMs, this probably starts to steadily drip water. So we got to test that. But at any rate, that needs to be replaced. The part that really sucks, it's like I think a new seal for that is like 36 bucks. But we got to get hauled out of the water to do it. I was kind of researching it, and I think you can technically do it in the water. Obviously the water's going to start coming in the boat once the seal's out of there, but it sketches me out. So of course it's a weekend. It seems like it's always a weekend when I discover this stuff, and I haven't been able to haven't been able to figure out like where we're gonna get hauled out. Like, are we gonna do it in Seattle? It's so freaking expensive there. The parts I need to fix this are in supply at a store in Seattle. Plus our life raft is there. So do we just do it there? It just sucks.
He just said Sandy like John Travolta in Grease.
Sandy!
Sandy.
Sandy.
Well, it's a cold, wet morning in Port Ludlow. But the update on our leaky propeller shaft, I talked to the company who makes the seal yesterday. And really nice guy, super helpful. He's like, honestly, you don't really need to do a haul out. He's like, if you're reasonably handy, you can do it in the water. He's like, the water's gonna come in, but it's not gonna be like gushing and spraying you in the face. It's just gonna be like steadily coming in. And he kind of talked me through it. So I think the plan is we're gonna make it to Seattle today, and we need to check how much water is coming in. So once we get going, I'm gonna go down and check and see how much water is coming in. So these little round things on the propeller shaft are the zincs, and at least that one is gonna be a problem because it's gonna hit the strut when I try to slide it back a few inches. So then I was like, oh God, maybe we do have to do a haul out, but we were talking and we were trying to figure out, can we dive under there and get that off? So we got to coordinate with a diver. And he also said, he's like, I don't think you'd be able to get hauled out because the yards are so backed up right now. But he did think he'd be able to hop in between his other work and do it. Hopefully get into Seattle today, and hopefully I can coordinate with this diver and we'll get it done. I'm a little nervous about it though. I think it's just gonna be like anxiety provoking because there's gonna be
a hole in the boat.
Yeah.
Most of our job here is to just prevent holes in the boat.
Number one rule is keep water out of the boat.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you doing this today or are you doing tomorrow?
Tomorrow. Today I gotta get the parts, which means I have to trek through half of Seattle to get the parts without a car. I gotta go get a bunch of boat parts and a couple of tools in order to fix the seal. It's not super far, but we don't have a car, so pedal my ass over there. Going on an adventure. Here's my new ride. Alright, divers in the water, getting those zincs off, which means I have to get the coupling off, get the seals on, and get the coupling back on before he needs to go on to the next job. Here's my coupling. So I've separated the coupling from the transmission. So the shaft coupling from the transmission coupling. And I need to get the shaft coupling off of the shaft, and they're just stuck together, which is just what happens. So I put a socket from a socket wrench in between the coupling, then I put some bolts through them, and I'm just tightening the bolts so that the socket's in between, and it's like I'm pulling the couplings together, but the socket is keeping the shaft from moving forward. So it's slowly drawing the coupling off the shaft, if that makes any sense. All right, we got the coupling off. So I gotta get both seals on the shaft, because I'm gonna do, this is the replacement seal, and then this will be the spare seal. So these both go on the shaft, and then I'll have to slide the shaft like really far down so I can get the coupling back on with the keyway in there. And then move the whole thing back out. That's hard to do. Then slide the whole thing back out. And then I should be able to go through the seal replacement stuff. So I gotta move the shaft down. Okay, one seal. Now getting this back forward is a bitch. Oh. Maybe you could just jump in the water and push it forward. Pushing is, am I gonna be able to get the coupling on? Pushing is, am I gonna be able to get the coupling on? Pushing is, am I gonna be able to get the coupling on? Coupling on. Coupling on. Oh, there we go. She's coming. All right, old seal's out.
Okay.
It's not that much water really coming in.
Okay, good.
It's just a steady flow, but not too bad. All right, there's the old seal. Okay, new seal. You go in there. Okay, can I have one? It's already pretty much stopped the water.
So this is like the seal's already in, the new seal's already in.
New seal is in, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm hopeful. I think now that the new seal's in, I think I'll be able to put the next spare seal on and then do the coupling.
Okay.
And then more water's gonna come in when I'm doing the coupling, but I mean, hopefully it just goes on quick.
Okay, hopefully.
We'll see.
Well, we are in day 3 of our unintentional, unplanned stay here at the Shilshole Marina. We did intend to stay a night, but we are here for a couple more nights than we intended, sorting out this leak and the propeller shaft and the coupling problem. I took Lucy on a little walk around the marina yesterday, and about halfway through our return, she just developed this really intense gait and limp and just very clearly did not want to walk anymore. And this is something that we've actually seen a couple times now over the last few weeks. And I can't identify what it is, if it's a joint or if it's like a nerve impingement or if it's hips or spine, I don't know. Anyway, so we sort of found ourselves in the midst of a comedy of errors. Not even a comedy of errors, sort of a comedy of dramas, which is definitely not a thing, but that's what we're in right now.
A dramedy.
A dramedy. So I would light on the eddy and heavy on the draw.
Yeah.
Anyway, I reached out to her old vet, and although they couldn't schedule her an appointment, they could kind of do this thing called a drop-off appointment where I essentially just leave her there all day, and if and when the vet has a spare moment, they will look at her. So I was able to borrow Sarah's car this morning, which was just amazing. She gave it to us for the day. So I just took Lucy up, dropped her off, and so we're sort of waiting to hear what is going to have to happen there. I don't think she's having a very good time. And I just got back to the boat where Mike is now doing his solution on the old leak in the boat problem that we had. So things are going pretty good, I'd say, 2 weeks out before leaving for our offshore trip.
So the coupling and shaft, the ideal fit, even after the machining, is the coupling won't just slide on by hand. It needs to be either heated and then it should slide on, or just a little bit of mechanical pressing, nothing crazy.
Well, when you heated it a lot last night, you got it further than you had before.
So the coupling won't easily slide back over the shaft. So I'm gonna try heating it up. This is my third round of heating it in boiling water. All right, water's coming back in. Ooh.
Got it?
Ooh. Oh, come on. Please. Ah, it doesn't want to do it. Yeah, I mean, I got it like, it's probably about an inch onto the shaft, and I have another ½ inch to go. But the problem that I have is because we're in the water, I have no way to brace the propeller shaft. So anytime I push the coupling down, the propeller shaft just wants to slide out. Great. Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, well, thank you so much for your help, I appreciate it. Thanks, bye. He said, shouldn't be doing that in the water. He's like, I'm surprised you got the coupler on as far as you did. Okay, so Tuesday, okay. Let's book that.
Okay, so we are Thursday morning. Lucy is up at her sort of emergency vet appointment, and Mike just booked us a emergency haul out to deal with this fucking coupling. You called the seal company, and the seal company was like so certain. They were like, oh yeah, no, we do it in the water all the time. It's very, very easy. Like, just very certain about doing this project in the water. And to be fair, replacing the seal was easy to do in the water. It's not the seal that was really the problem. But then you call the propeller company, and the propeller company is also very certain, but on the entire different side of the spectrum, I was like, we never do that in the water, because getting the shaft forward again is a thing where you need somebody to be on the other side to push it forward. So we got like really conflicting, but oddly, like strangely certain reports on. So how would you have known?
That's so stupid. It's turning into an expensive project for a $36 part.
Next time on Sailing Via. The day has come. It is our haul out day, and we're gonna try to maneuver this boat with Chandler, with a 6 horsepower engine fastened to the quarter of the boat. Ugh. Kind of can't watch this so much.